Ricky's already been out here. He'll do an intro in a minute. But our teamwork is what makes this work, because he is amazing and hardworking and loves me really well. So he let me sleep in this morning, took the kids, brought them out here, and then I brought coffee.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are working on some pretty cool stuff today. My plans are to weld up the adapter plate to the telehandler and make essentially the entire bracketing mechanism and everything to hold that piece in. Probably won't get to the hydraulics today, but we should definitely be able to get the welding thing set up. So here, let me show you what we have so far. It is the heat of summer right now, and so I got out here very early before the sun got all crazy and kind of mocked up some stuff. But here, check this out. So this is our adapter plate, and what I did is I took some 1/4-inch steel off of the little tractor. Remember that like thing that hangs off the front of the little tractor that's like the counterweight? It's actually technically like a scraper blade, but it's very, very terribly welded, horribly sketchy. So I'm going to redo that thing anyway. So I figured I'm going to pull everything off of it and salvage the parts. And what we're going to do now is actually just tack weld, a little bit more than tack weld, do a pretty good size weld on this, pull these off, pull the entire thing off, weld it all up, and then we'll be ready to do the bottom pin piece. So all of the weight is going to be on this 1/4-inch steel hanging over this, and I'm hoping, I think that'll be enough to hang 4,000 pounds. I mean, that's really what we're talking about here. It's 4,000 pounds. So I think I'm also going to run a bolt in the bottom. There's a little bit overhang on this. I just cut them a little bit long. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole through there and run a bolt and just weld a bolt on over here, so that way I can, or weld a nut on over here, so that way I can run a bolt all the way through to catch this, just to keep these from popping up like that. That 1/4-inch steel that was like seed like this sort of flexed out like this anytime I put any serious pressure on it. So we're going to weld on some straps to prevent that from happening. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm going to do a little bit of tack welding right now. I got to move the telehandler over there closer to the welder because I don't have an extension cord that is rated for a welder. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Good stuff. I am cleaning up all the metal, preparing it for welding. So I ground off all the paint on this piece where each of these will go. So that way we get a nice metal on metal contact. So we get a nice clean weld. And then I'm actually beveling the edges where the welds will be. See how I cut that off? So that way there is more metal for the weld to grab onto. So if we bevel it, then what we'll do is we'll fill that bevel in with more weld metal, which means we're just going to get a much stronger weld out of it. I'm not a welder. I can stick 2 pieces of metal together, but I'm getting better the more I practice. And this is one of those little things that you can do beforehand that you don't have to do, but to get a really good strong weld, you really want to do. So I'm taking the extra step, considering this is going to be holding a very heavy piece of equipment overhead of people I love. So there we go. Oh, we're getting another truck full of gravel delivered right now. So check that out. So we did a triple pass on the inside one because that's where most of the force is going to be. And then we just did single passes to fill in those beveled edges on the other sides. And then I'm going to clean everything up, paint it, and hope that it stays. And then we'll hang it, do a test hang, and then we'll begin mocking up the pipe to weld to the inside for the bottom piece to keep it from swinging, basically, and lock it in place to keep it from jumping up. So it'll serve 2 purposes, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough stability. done.
That is a thing of beauty, my love.
I don't know if it's a thing of beauty, but it's certainly a thing.
It's a thing of function, which is even better in
Yeah.
this case.
Yeah, that seems to work. I'm debating if I'm going to fill in all these little holes. Debating how much I care about it, but
If you spray paint them, they won't rust.
yeah, that's true.
No.
Well, no, I'm not worried about spray paint.
Structural?
I don't think it'll affect it structurally. I'm actually more thinking aesthetics. But
Oh, you're worried about aesthetics?
I mean, I want people, when they're working with us, like, because we're going to have people come out and help us, I want them to feel like I didn't just jerry-rig this thing together, which, of course, is exactly what I did, but I'd like them to feel comfortable. I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. All right, so now I'm going to begin the process of taking that really, really heavy pin in and out several times, which I'm not super looking forward to. But here we go. Perfect. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Whoop.
Okay.
You okay?
Yep. I just didn't want you to push while my hand was... There you go.
That's it. It's really close, but it's right on the edge, although that'll give me more room to weld. It may be exactly what we need. Whew! And we'll tack this thing in place. And I think I'm going to weld it while it's on. I'm actually going to hook this back on, start it up and lift this so I can weld standing instead of on my knees. Because I had a very wise welder once tell me, if you're going to weld, make sure you're comfortable first. Thank you to my brother who gave me that piece of advice, who is a phenomenal welder. So now I'm going to weld a bead across the bottom, which will give us an even stronger weld. It's going to take...
Ooh, it looks so nice. Looks good, love.
Thanks.
Grind away that little area.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it down by like a 1/16 of an inch. Not much, just enough to give it a little bit more space. Oh, crud. I just touched the paint.
Now your gloves are black?
No, they were already... I put on the gloves to paint. So I'm swapping out a flap wheel for an actual grinding disc because I want to take off a lot more material.
Mucho.
Yep. Look at that.
That was...
Come on. Look at
Just a smidge. Here. If I put my foot on it while you push...
yeah.
Whoa, my ears are ringing.
I
Did
call that
awesome!
a success.
I do too.
All right, so it's mounted up. Let's go see if we can attach the mixer.
Yay.
Let's find out. And if we made any grave errors or mistakes, we're gonna find out right now. And I will be very sad and simply walk away cueing Charlie Brown music. All right. I'd say that works. Look at that. Now all we need to do is the hydraulic lines. And this thing will be up and running. Oh, I forgot. What? We got the pneumatic option. So we can actually close this using the switch. Open and close it. So you don't have to manually do it. Yeah. That's the control module for it. All right, it is the end of the day. It is still very hot, even with cloud cover. I think it's still in the 90s. So we successfully welded on an adapter for a skid steer to a telehandler. And I'm tired. I think we're done. We lifted the attachment. Everything looked fine. No welds were, breaking or anything like that. I can't imagine they would. I mean, it's 1/4-inch steel. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to run to the hydraulic shop and see if I can't figure out a way to do the hydraulics. I think after looking at it, I'm going to have to end up running a new hydraulic line all the way up the telehandler. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly how to do that. But it's all part of the game. And yeah, that's actually the right way to do it. It's just going to take a little bit longer before we can test it. But it is the right thing to do. So yeah, got a bunch of gravel in today. It was a good day. Overall, it was a good day. So I think we're going to head home. All right. Thanks for joining our adventure.